Hi, welcome to your video on developing your clear senses and developing your intuition further, a little bit of mediumship and developing your gifts. I'm just going to share with you a breakdown of what some of them are called, but also a little bit of my journey for someone who had them as a little girl and shut them down, to then developing them as I got older, to now that I don't doubt them at all, and just a little bit of my journey to see if it helps you. And then I'm going to I asked before I came on this video today for some downloads for you, some messages that you could help develop yours, that I will share. And I will we'll talk about how you can develop yours and some little takeaway tips to help yours come through and shine your light and share your gifts, because we all know we are shifting from the 3D reality into the 5D reality. So the 3D is the world we're living in, and that is slowly we are all waking up to our soul purpose and our soul contracts. And sometimes the great awakening can be painful. Okay, we all know that we have the light and dark in ourselves, and the darker sides of our personality, and the ego death is coming out so we can awaken to the better parts of ourselves. And we all know that the 5D is more unity, more love, and more compassion, whereas the 3D reality is the separateness of the world, and pretty much a lot of the chaos in the world that we do know at the moment. So part of this 5D great awakening is stepping into our gifts. A lot of what we call star seeds, if you haven't heard of a star seed, but they're here at this soul purpose to help awaken humanity at this time. So as I said, I believe everybody has these gifts, but if you really resonate, you might be a star seed. All right, so the purpose of this video is to just guide you and encourage you to develop yours. So clairvoyance is clear seeing through your third eye. So you might just see a scenario play out in your mind. A very common one is to see a symbol. The subconscious and your intuition will always speak to you in symbols. So then it's up to you to work out what those symbols are telling you. Then you have feelings. You can feel that in your body. You can get the gut feeling or the goosebumps. We all know when we've listened to a music or something that speaks to us, we get goosebumps, or watching actors play out a role in a movie that you really feel on a deep level, that you will just get the goosebumps all over. Or walking into a room is very common. We pick up on the energy. As in a real empath, you can sometimes feel someone else's energy in your body, which, if you're working with clients or you are there for a lot of your good friends, it's very important that you learn to clear the energy. And you can just do that by speaking out loud, clearing the energy, or getting in a shower or a bath and getting in water or in nature, brushing off the energy. And then there's clairaudience, is when that you can you hear a song, or you hear a voice that talks to you. Okay, there'll be a little message there. And so sometimes, as I said before, I've always said this, sometimes we will have more than one of these gifts. There'll be one that's a little bit more prominent. And then there's that inner knowing, that clear knowing, that premonition that you just know, you feel it deep in here, deep inside, you just know. And then there's other ones that's getting into a little bit of mediumship, when someone who's passed that would like to communicate with you, is when you can smell, taste. So the smell, a quite common one, is to smell cigarette smoke of a loved one that may have smoked, that is passed on, or their favourite perfume, a food that they used to make. It might even be mothballs in an old suit that a granddad used to wear. But you'll definitely know, because it's not a smell you're used to, but when you smell it, you go, oh, they're around. So that's a little introduction. So my personal share. So as a little girl, I definitely could, I would have people that had passed who would come to me, and I remember distinctly at the age of 16 it scaring me, and I told them to go away. So I shut it down completely. And also too, the fear of being judged. I think a lot of children are like that as well. We have it and we're very open, but when for some reason we can be judged for it. So I think that's why I shut it down. And so then I went on an intuitive mastery journey and worked with an intuitive coach. And when we first started doing this work, I would so doubt my intuition, because the conscious mind would come in and it would make me wrong and it would criticize me. But with a very loving coach and working with the other girls in the group, we all worked together. So to the point where we would work on and do readings for each other, when the point when we weren't doubting what was coming through, and we were spot on. And when that started to unfold, it was just magic. A very powerful share for me is a very dear client who I was working, just doing some energy work with, and we were clearing out her chakras. And when I got to her sacral chakra, which in a female is our womb energy, I saw this little boy, and he would have been about 2 years old. And he was speaking to me, saying to me to tell his mum, Mummy, I want to come into this world. I've got real gifts that I want to share with humanity. And I was lucky enough that the client I was working with, I knew her well enough that I could speak it out loud, and I knew that she wouldn't think I was crazy. But it's funny, that perception in my head, that a lot of the times I wouldn't share that what was coming through for me at the fear of being judged. But I knew this particular girl very well, and then I could actually share it. Now, the thing was, this very dear client, who was also a very dear friend, was actually trying to conceive. So that was one of her reasons coming to me, clearing out the energy so that could happen for her. And so after she left, I felt sick. I thought, here, this dear girl, I have told her about this little baby boy that wants to come into the world, and she's trying to conceive. And my head went, oh my God, what if I've given her false hope? What have I done? Why did I do that? That's my judgment and my criticism that came through. So anyway, I left a message with her, and I said, oh, look, it just could be a little soul that is around you. It just wants to speak through you. It could have been just a little bit of fun, lightheartedness, because I didn't want to give her false hope. And then we had a weekly laugh about it. Then I get a phone call a month later, and she tells me that she's pregnant, but she didn't know at the time. So she was pregnant at the time of our reading together, and now she does. Her little baby boy is here in the world. So yeah, it was spot on. So that was probably the biggest one. It really came through for me. I had little moments, but that was just huge, because I saw him. He was actually speaking to me. So many other little stories like that I have now, that is I'm allowing it to fully come through for me. I went along to a very famous UK medium, and I've tried before jumping on this call to find her name, and it's just gone from me, but I'll keep looking to try and find her, but her name is just gone. But she was teaching us mediumship, and she because we were all learning, she called upon one of her very, I think it was an aunt of hers, when I went up to do my one, because I was one of the newbies in the group that was still developing her mediumship, and she wanted to make it easy for me. And so basically, when I went up to do when my turn came, I saw her. This woman, she'd obviously passed and was a very dear friend of the woman who was holding the course, but I saw her blonde curly hair, and she was holding my hand and going, come on dear, we'll make this fun. I saw it in my mind's eye, and she was wanting to dance with me. It was so beautiful, and it was my first time, even before I saw the wee boy come through. But yeah, she made it really easy for me. And so then I didn't doubt it from there on in. So that was a really interesting part of my intuitive journey. So now, here we go. Developing yours. It's a very personal way of doing it, because everybody's different. As I believe everyone has it. And I've got some wee messages here for you today. How it works for me is I start writing and I see the symbol, and then automatically I know, like an inner knowing, what the message is meant to be for you. So before I jumped on this video, I asked for the highest truth and compassion. I asked for my angels and guides to work through me, whoever else wants to come through, whoever is watching this video. and the girls I'm currently working with at the moment, some messages for them. So I have written them all down with some messages for you. So I do this when I do readings for clients as well. So here we go. I've got them all written down, and these are for you. Okay, so this is how to develop your gifts and what it's telling you. Okay, so it isn't from me, and I wanted it to come from the divine, or however your guides that you may be watching this, that are just coming through speaking to you now. Okay, so the first thing I saw when I first tapped in was a matchstick, and it was like the matchstick wouldn't light. And then I instantly knew it told me to bring in more tools. It told me to bring in like a lighter and little fire starters. So for you developing your intuition, it said just bring in the tools, okay? It was saying use whatever you need to use. Read some amazing books on other clairvoyants that are famous clairvoyants and the tips that they have. Use essential oils to get you out of your busy mind, your busy conscious mind. Use meditation beforehand to let you slip in, into an inner state of being. Use essential oils to help you relax. Deep breaths. Use the tools, and that will definitely help you really tune in and listen to how they're speaking to you, or listening to your own intuition. And then I saw a salad bowl with a real mix, and it says not just one fit is for everybody. Okay, so you just find your own style. All right, whatever. It could be journaling, it could be listening, you might hear things, but yeah, just tap in and find your own way with it. And sometimes the messages that you're getting, it's like they might not make a lot of sense, okay? But I saw like a trained dog with a wet nose, and he was smelling horse manure. And initially you would think horse manure was disgusting, but then it showed me strawberries. So what this means is that something that may smell off or not look right can actually give you the gifts, because as we know, if you put horse manure in a garden, we can get beautiful plants. So the message there was, don't always write off something that doesn't look right, because it may be giving you a gift of information. And then I got shown bubble wrap. And then bubble wrap, it feels weird to pop it, but it feels good. Don't question why it feels good. It just does. We don't know why when we get bubble wrap, why we pop it and it feels amazing. No one knows why, but just do it and enjoy it was the message. Just whatever feels good, just do it and enjoy it. Don't question it. And then I also got Marmite. Marmite looks yuck, and it might be someone else that's not from New Zealand who's watching this, but don't judge, just witness was the message, because we all know that I love Marmite on toast and it's yummy. So if I judged that black goo in a jar, I would never taste it, would I? So don't judge. It was saying to just don't judge it, just witness was the message from the Marmite. You see, my messages are, then I see it and then I know automatically what it means. So that's how I know to say that. And then I saw snowflakes and then fingerprints, one after the other, and it just said each individual style is unique and you're developing it. And then I saw, you know how sometimes outside a garage they'll have the big balloon man, and the big balloon man, he goes like this, woo, and I was like, that's telling me about a ghost. And then because the big tire man, he's not scary, okay? That's just the form of advertising. And it just said, I don't know why spirits and ghosts so my spirits and ghosts are telling me to tell you this. We don't know why we've been told to be so scared of ghosts or spirits. And that's just like the advert, it's just been ingrained into us because they're not really scary. Human beings that are alive with a knife or something, that's real, that can hurt us. Weapons of mass destruction, people that are alive can hurt us. But when, as a spirit, don't be scared. So I don't know why humanity has been trained to be scared of someone who's passed. So when I really thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, that is so true. So I'm meant to share that message with you. So take no notice of what scary movies and the false advertising about ooh ghosts are, because they're not really. We just can talk to them like we would a friend. That's what it's guiding us to say, and then we can get the messages back. And then my next download for you was, here we go. I just saw a Shrewsbury biscuit, but it didn't have just the one hole in the middle. It had lots and lots and lots of holes, and it was a new type of biscuit that wasn't like a Shrewsbury, but better than a Shrewsbury. And it just said that when you tap into these gifts for your intuition, it's not just for readings for others, because that's what I use it for personally. And it was saying to me, this is a message for you too, Tanya, and it's a message for other people, that you can use the gifts that are coming through, not just for readings for others, but for your own abundance, to create ideas for business. So that's where I got that biscuit idea from, because it was just random. I'm not going to go and make Shrewsbury biscuits like that, but it was just a message for you guys to say that when you ask, use your clairvoyance gifts, it's not just for others, use it for your own wealth and own abundance. So I thought that was a really powerful message. They said it was, yeah, for you, Tanya, and for the collective watching this. And then I saw pies, and lots of fingers and lots of pies. And the message that came through there was that for so long we have thought that anyone who has these psychic abilities or mediumships is kind of gypsy style, and they're kind of judged, and that we're all that we all burn essential oils, and we all wear tie-dye, and we're all eccentric, and that maybe a lot of these people aren't paid that well, and they can be, a little bit, we don't mean to, but sometimes people like that are not taken so seriously. But that's going to stop. It has to stop. And the new 5D that we're stepping into, that it's going to be more mainstream, because the fingers and lots of pies across all of society, and that even in the corporate world is going to be more accepted, that we talk about intuition, that we talk about our gifts, and we use it, in all areas of our lives. It's becoming not so woo-woo and will be very accepted. And then I got that not just that we're relying on our angels and guides, because I got a message here that it'll be even just talking to our past grandparents and ancestors. They will have messages for us, not just angels and guides and the divine. So that's some real pearls of wisdom that they want to pass on. So please just don't forget to tap into them as well. And then I got some paw prints in the snow of a rescue dog, and to follow people that know the way, other psychics, other people that are well known. They'll know the way, and you'll be able to help people, because the rescue dog, you can follow him, but it was just like following other well-known psychics. So you can learn from other people that have been there, done that. So that was another very powerful message for you for developing your own. So that was here how I do it. I write. I do this for people too. I just start writing. The symbol comes up. The subconscious will give me the symbol, and then I interpret it. So that's my personal share and how I use it. And there, yeah, for you, just tapping into whatever comes up for you. Just again allowing yourself the time to work out what's coming up for you. And then playing with it, having fun with it, seeing what your clairsentience, what your gifts are. Because as I said, I believe that we all have them, every single one of us. And it's just trusting it, and trusting yourself, and this new world they're stepping into. You definitely will have them inside of you, and they're waiting to come out. And they are here to help others, but also help you manifest and develop your very best life. So we're not just all living in our conscious mind, we're tapping into the field of information around us as well. So that's our own intuition, angels and guides, our grandparents, our ancestors, however you wish to call it. And if you're confused who's talking to you, it doesn't matter, because it's just wisdom coming through, isn't it? It's just wisdom. So there you go. I'm going to leave it at that, and your takeaway is to just practice and have fun with it and see what yours are. All right, bye for now.